And so in the game for the Warriors. Inside, it's Green next to Jackson Davis. MP is out there with Stephen Curry. And it's Kuminga in at the small forward position. All right, Doris, you look at the criteria for traveling in the NBA. You think it's called often enough?
You know, B.A., I'm not sure the answer to that. It's amazing to me the speed with which these officials have to make the calls. Sometimes you go back and watch it, what looks like a travel is not, or what's not called a travel is. This is actually a harder issue than people think.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Jazz was all business. He ended up with a jaw-dropping amount of points and put up double digits in 3 categories. He was locked in all night long. We'll see if that focus carries over into this game. Guys?
And the only question now, how does he follow up that performance?
Yeah, each night comes with different challenges, and I'm sure their opponent has seen the film.
What you love about this guy, though, is even when the defense adjusts to what he's doing, he'll make an adjustment right back. He is always ready with a counter.
He's 0 for 1 at the line, missing on his first trip. No good on the free throw. But Doris, you talk about a guy who forces you to play at his pace. That's Luka Doncic.
Oh, my goodness, B.A., there's no question. He's got tremendous patience. He's in complete command of the tempo of the game. But maybe my favorite aspect is how he manipulates the game to get defenders off balance.
And the Warriors making a change here. Highsmith checked in. MP outside. The 3 is up.
For the top play of the year finalists.
Ooh, can't wait.
It's a couple different ways you make it out this life. Know your steps just in case they come cut out the lights. Got no respect for no reading out my rights.
Warriors have gone as spotless, 6 of 6 from the field since taking the court here in the second half. So with Wiggins sitting on the bench, here's
First, ready to earn some VC with some
Golden State has gone 2 for 2 from deep here in the third. Powell and Kawhi in at the forward spots. Luka Doncic is out there with Bruce Brown. And it's Keita in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Well, you hear team execs say all the time, you're either selling wins or you're selling hope. How true is that, Brent?
Well, if you're an executive BA, just be right about whatever it is that you're selling. And you got to be realistic. I mean, fans are smart. They understand where your team is. Are you a playoff competitor? Are you young and growing? So that's hope. If you're going deep into the playoff run, you want the wins.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Jazz really lit up the floor. He ended up with a jaw-dropping amount of points, and that's not to mention the fact that by the end of the night, he had a triple-double. A game that nobody will soon forget, that's for sure. How is he going to follow that up tonight? We'll see, guys.
All right, Allie, thanks for the update. It'll be interesting to see if he can heat up once again tonight, Grant.
Yeah, you know he wants to do exactly this, BA. Just needs to continue to play with the same fire and energy.
And you want to see him make sure that the teammates are also involved in what they're doing, especially if he draws that.
And remember, all interactives in this special.
Speak from my heart.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. We'll see Powell and Leonard playing the forward spots. Doncic out there with Brown. And it's Keita in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Where there's a lot of emphasis on three-point shooting, Greg. What's your opinion of that?
Well, Kevin, you know, stretching the D isn't just about how far out they have to defend. It's the distance between that and how far in you have to defend. That's why analytics favors shots at the rim and from distance.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Thanks very much. MP in the last game against the Jazz had quite a performance. He scored an amazing number of points and a triple-double for all that effort. He ended up with a stat line he's no doubt proud of, and I'm sure he wants to replicate it again. Kevin?
Thank you, David. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
One of the things I like about this guy, he's able to up the intensity whenever needed, and players really feed off his energy.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Coloco's checked in, and it's Buddy Hield in for Jonathan Kuminga. Brown finds Doncic. The shot, no good. Good defense by MP. Back to Curry. Lets it go with the three. Connects again from distance. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
Here's Brown. He's got 8.
And they've gone to the full court press here, looking to make things as difficult as possible and maybe force a turnover or two. Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Now Allen, after Luka Doncic's three-pointer that didn't go. Hield with the bucket.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Doncic against MP. From downtown.
Kawhi in at the forward spots. Bruce Brown is out there with Luka Doncic. And it's Keita in at the center position, locking down the middle. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Richard, you played for great teams and rebuilding teams. How different is the atmosphere between those types of organizations?
The expectation to win from everyone, top to bottom, that's what stands out to me. Everyone takes their